only once. Only once.
Only once.
And everybody gets one. If you weren't there for it live, well, shit to you. Are we on?
Yeah, we are.
Wait, did he start?
Yeah. Jesus.
Did he start?
Damn.
He started.
No, I'm just looking at my,
Hey,
I'm looking at my TV screen. And
Shut up.
all right, cool.
Oh, man.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in that technicolor rainbow between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
Caught off guard, it's your boy Mr. Petty.
And I am Horace. Stop posting them goddamn memes. Nobody wants to see them anymore. Go to work. Do your job.
Oh, man.
How could you not tell us? How I look? You were mute. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining us once again on Blerds and Whiskey live on Facebook as well as YouTube. We got a great show lined up for you as usual. Gentlemen, let's go around the panel and tell them what you're drinking.
Finishing off the Glenfiddich.
All righty.
Whiskey and Coke.
Tequila. I'm drinking tequila because tequila.
Good job. Good job. I just finished off what was left of the whiskey right. So still a tasty beverage. Got to get some more of that. And I'm finishing off another bottle of Piggyback Whistle Pig. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Let's get on. Go ahead and get into those church announcements.
All right. First off, like we just said, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Real quick. I'm just going to bust in. It's not going to be the same as last year. You motherfuckers got emotion out of me last year. You're not getting it this year. It's not going to be the same. Continue.
Herbs, Blerds, and Sports and Whiskey. Tune in to Herbs, Blerds, and Sports and Whiskey every week. Also,
real quick. I'm just gonna bust in again. Sorry.
It's all
Just
good.
kicking indoors because we got caught off guard. So I'm on
Crowbar.
What? If you are a person from New York or you value or you love the New York area, I went kind of hard on New York, so you might want to watch this week's episode of Sports and Whiskey. Yes. I took a crowbar to New York.
Yes.
Just gonna say that.
It was not pretty. Let's just say that. Also, tune in to the Homeboy Overtime Sims on OTTV, which you can see on Roku. We also have Blerds and Whiskey prior episodes on there as well, so tune in. Dark Side of the Ring. Whew. Wow. So it came. The first episode officially on Vice TV came out on the 6th. But if you saw last week on YouTube, they have it up, and they have this week's, which is the second part of the Brian Pillman episode. I haven't seen it yet, but guys, without spoiling, can you tell us what can we look forward to?
If you hate Vince McMahon now, you're really going to hate Vince McMahon at the end of this episode.
Okay,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, man. Cam said it all.
Son of a bitch.
Kids with daddy issues. We'll leave it at that.
Wow. BlurCon 2021 is $60 for the whole entire weekend pass. That's going to be on July 16th through the 18th. Be sure to get your tickets and get your vaccines because that's the only way you're going to be able to actually get in. On Netflix, season 2 of Love, Death, and Robots will be coming out this Friday, May the 14th. So tune into that. Loki, it was supposed to originally be scheduled for June the 11th, but because they're starting to bring the movies back into on Fridays, they switched it off to June the 9th, and it will be coming on Wednesdays from now on. Marvel finally set an actual date that they're not going to change anymore. Fingers crossed. You have Black Widow, who's coming out on July 9th. Shang-Chi, September 3rd. November 5th. You have The Eternals. December 7th, you have Spider-Man, No Way Home. The following year, Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness on March 25th.
We will see Mephisto.
Hopefully. Thor Love and Thunder, May 6, 2022. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, We finally got the actual name for it. July 8th, 2022. The Marvels, which is the second part to Miss Marvel, is coming out on. I'm sorry, Captain Marvel. I apologize. Well, we will be seeing Miss Marvel in that one.
Yeah. All the Marvel names. Marvel.
November 11th, 2022, and Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, February 17th, 2023.
Wait,
and Guardians.
Hold on. That's the name. That's their name.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Yeah, Quantumania.
Quantumania.
Yeah,
brother.
February 17th, 2023, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, May 5th, 2023.
By the way, Dave Bautista, stop talking. Just please stop talking.
Why should he stop talking?
Because I was about to say Dave Chappelle. Because Dave Bautista came out. There was an interview that made the rounds yesterday that he's talking about after they finish Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that's going to be it for him as Drax in the MCU because he's going to be 54 years old. You don't look like the normal 54-year-old. And Sam Jackson just did a whole action movie in the first Captain Marvel at the age of what, almost 70?
60
so
something.
Just shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth. We know that you want to go to Warner Brothers and play Bane for some weird reason, but the way they're going, that's not going to happen. So just shut up and keep on being invisible and shit.
Why Gamora?
What?
All right, that concludes the church announcements.
All right. You have me down as the person that's doing the cosplayer of the week, but actually you know this person. So I'm going to pass it right back over to you, Big Herb.
Yeah, literally brought the whole show to a halt.
Shout out to Anki. Shout out to Anki Cosplay. She is a cosplayer that's on she's on IG and TikTok, but she's majority on IG. She does a lot of cosplay for the Miles Morales character. I really enjoy that character. She even told me the other day that she really enjoys it. Be sure to go onto her page, share, like all her pictures, and like we always say every week, if you're a person of color and you're a cosplayer, please share all that information so we can go ahead and cosplay around the world, man. She's real dope, man. So,
what was one of her favorite cosplays that you like?
The Miles Morales. I actually I talked to her the other day about it. She's really dope, like for real. And as we can see, you like Miles Morales too. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah. So be sure to go on her IG platform and go subscribe to her page.
All right. So we got some things to talk about. Some things have come up in the news as far as comics and anime and all of Blerddom. The most notable thing that has happened this week, well, to me, the most notable thing is we got Jupiter's Legacy to finally drop. But the bigger than that, to some people's perspective, is none other than the announcement that Warner Brothers is apparently going forward with casting the next Superman as a Black person. How do you guys feel about that?
Woo! Who goes first? Because I might.
You go first. Or okay.
No, Herb, please, Herb.
Okay, all right. Really, guys. I mean, I kind of feel like it's pandering at this point. Like seriously, I mean, you have so many Black superheroes out there. You have Cyborg. We finally got to see what Cyborg was like, and it was dope as shit because they pretty much didn't even say shit about him in the first one. John Stewart, give us a goddamn Green Lantern that we actually are going to enjoy because the first one was shit. I mean, no. Ryan Reynolds.
No. Ryan Reynolds hates it too.
Ryan Reynolds even said it. He said it was bad. Static. Mr. Terrific. Still not the bullshit Shaq movie. Icon. You have plenty of Black characters. Okay, I understand that you.
Static was it Shaq?
No, I said Shock, and then I said I'm sorry, Static, and then I said Still. My apologies. Still.
Oh. Okay.
Not the bullshit Shaq movie. Please give us some quality fucking movies.
Hold on. You will not desecrate Steel like that. You gotta understand.
No.
His secret identity of being the only 7 foot tall, mild mannered, well mannered Black guy.
Who can't shoot a free throw.
Hide out amongst the other 7 foot tall Black dudes in the town How'd you know it was me?
I mean, like seriously, you're the only 7-footer in town, and you can't shoot a free throw like we've been saying this throughout your whole entire career, dude. It's by the way, it just has so many black superheroes out there that you're finally saying, you know what? Let's go and make Superman black, and let's go ahead and get what's the name, some black directors in it. I'm fine with the black directors, but don't fucking pander to us and do it like this, man. Come on. I don't have. If you're gonna go ahead and make Superman black, do it after you go ahead and show us all the fucking people, all the characters, the multitude of characters that you have. Use them. They're at your disposal. You don't have to do what Marvel do and wait for, hey, are we going to get the character rights to this? No, you have it all here. Use the fucking, all of it, man. Come on. It's there for you. Stop pandering and just use what you got. I'm done, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay. Rick?
All right. Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, Rick.
Oh man. Oh, that was a lot. No, we didn't ask for this. We didn't ask for this at all. Because the fact that they're going to just take Kal-El and make him black when there are black Kryptonians out there. But I mean, no one asked for this. We asked for police to stop shooting us and equality, not Kal-El to be black. No one wants this. No one wants to see this. I think it's very stupid. And please stop putting that picture of Michael B. Jordan in the Superman costume out there. No one cares for that.
So, all right. So as Black Superman, they've had Calvin Ellis, which was I think like Earth 20 something 23. You had Valzad. You had
Valzad.
Yeah, Valzad. You had Future State Superman Rowan. They have several versions of Superman for multiverses and different stories of people, of Black Kryptonians or other states, or flipped up worlds of Black Superman. What they're doing for this one is what's called a color palette switch, where they just take actual Clark Kent and make him black, which makes no sense when they have a list of other superheroes that they can go through. Like Herb has mentioned, like DC probably has a lot more black superheroes than they have, and they can do that. Or they can make a completely brand new superhero with the Superman archetype and make him that story. They can do all that stuff, but the color palette switch for, it just makes no sense. And like I said, I don't know, it's pandering, capitalism, whatever you want to say. It's a pointless thing to do when they have several other Supermen they can go through. Hell, I would love to see an actual better version of Steel, like John Henry Irons or whatever his name is, to be take that role. That would have been a good one. I mean, in this day and age, especially in today's climate, can you imagine we'll say like early to mid 40 black man going through this world, getting fed up, and decides to finally take a sledgehammer and a suit of iron and a steel suit with jetpacks and stuff like that in the name of Superman and stop. And you know what I'm saying? In today's climate, that would be a really compelling story. But no, we get Clark Kent.
And people would just call him Black Iron Man anyway. But the problem I have with Warner Brothers is you fire Ray Fisher for calling y'all out about your racism, which we all find out is true because Josh Whedon apparently was walking around set with a whip and a straw hat and threatening all minorities and women. And then the president of Warner Brothers decides to boot him out. But then you don't come to terms with that or fess up to your nonsense with that shit. But then you fire basically the dude who's been the most stable and best actor throughout this whole thing with the DC extended universe. You get rid of Henry Cavill, who despite the lack of the shit content that you've given him, he's done a great job with it. And then you're going to do this. It's just like, oh, look at us guys, we're trying to make a difference. You're not. And then this other thing that I'm hearing that which kind of goes hand in hand with this is that this new Batman movie, well, you're going to make a sequel to the Joker movie, which again makes no sense. And then it's going to be connected to the new Batman movie, which both are going to take place in Earth 2. What the hell what are we doing here? What's happening here? And I would love to hear Mr. Proper's thoughts on this. Tell us how you feel about this.
So if you've been watching the show long enough, you already know exactly how I feel about the Joker in general. I don't even want to talk about that crock of horse crap. But
do it
what?
Come on, Trey. Come on, Trey.
Nope.
Do it for the family.
We're gonna make. Anyway,
Do it.
I hate you so much.
Do it.
Anyway,
Do it. Do
the possibility that they are going to, well, the confirmation they're going to go into Earth 2 means that they could be attempting to pull on Marvel and basically throw things out there for people like us to get the wrong idea, to speculate like we are doing right now. And it's totally not what they're doing. I have a hard time believing that they're actually going to go forward and make proper canonical Kal-El, even in the Earth 2, black. There in Earth 2, canonically in main DC universe, there's no actual black Kryptonians, not officially in the main comics. Spinoffs, yes, they do have them. Alternate dimensions, they do have them. Earth 2 is an alternate dimension. In that alternate dimension, there was a indentured servant to Zod that was Val-Zod, who was a black Kryptonian that they found after Superman was killed off in that universe. So if they go down that road where Darkseid wins, he kills off the entire Justice League with the exception of a couple, and they do that, then maybe I can see that happening. But there's so many different plot holes in that storyline. It's like it's crazy. So I don't know how they're going to do it. They're trying to build up to New 52.
Plot holes never stopped Warner Brothers before.
It hasn't, which is why it's just infuriating. And the fact that you're going to make the new Batman with the Sparkle Batman, as I like to call him, in the same universe as the Joker movie,
2 hours,
which means you're giving me a 60-year-old fucking Joker and a 30-year-old fucking Bruce Wayne, and they're brothers, and it aggravates me to no fucking end. It's like, why
they're brothers?
Who in their right? But do not, if they do this shit. Ooh,
Tamika says,
like,
assert your nerd rage, Trey.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that Batman being a Joker just so he can give him justice?
I mean, so it's like he's already assaulting homeless people and minorities just trying to get drugs to get through their hard lives, and now he's adding geriatrics to the list. That just makes everything great.
Real quick, I'm fighting to save the day. But really, I just like to fight.
Right. Real quick, just to address something in the comments. Horace, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Hold up. Wait, no. Horace, no. They are not doing a 3 Joker story. No, they're not. Now, fuck that. If they do that bullshit, no. That was the worst. That was the worst addition to the Joker's origin
hear me out.
I've ever seen.
Hear me out. What if the Joker got involved in street racing? Do it. Like he's like a rival to a certain other group of street racers that they have to like, because the crime family syndicate thing all gets along. So what if they're trying to stop the Joker from succeeding in his plan of I don't know.
So not only are you trying to lead into one of the being involved with the Fast and the Furious Universal bullshit universe, you're going to tie in Warner Brothers with that as well?
Okay, think about Joker in a purple Lamborghini like he was in Suicide Squad racing.
Hey, what if one of the Jokers is the DK from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift? And he's back for revenge.
Look at Trey's face.
So Batman would have to team up with Dom to stop the Joker.
Hey, they got the same voice thing too. So I mean, where's my family? Where's my family?
No. And then John Cena just comes out of nowhere and does that springboard stunner. No, he's like, I have
keep my fandom separate. Hashtag keep my fandom separate.
And now Horace is in the comments making it worse because Rick Ross from Coming to America 2 just shows up as a sidekick. What the hell? What are we doing? What the hell is happening?
If they decide to do the Earth 2 storylines where Darkseid takes over, Steppenwolf has already made an appearance, but they killed him off in the Snyder cut. They killed him off in both cuts of Justice League, but if they did that, they would have to resurrect him. Or they'd just be like Steppenwolf is the title or some crap like that. But it would be interesting to see the Earth 2 storyline from the New 52 series in DC. I'm totally glossing over what the fuck you fuckers were just talking about. But I don't think I would pay money to go see it in the theaters. I would be thoroughly Fast 11 Court of Family. Oh my God.
I would pay to see Joker street race the Batmobile.
And the Joker mobile?
Hey, you
the one from
understand?
Suicide Squad.
You know?
Joker is a technical genius. Like, he has no scientists work with him, but he's managed to make like bombs.
But you know what he's not?
Yeah.
You know what he's not? He's not fucking 60.
Trey's so mad.
He could have a midlife crisis and buy a fast car. You know?
I mean, shit, they could go into the quantum realm and bring it over here and just go ahead and go back in time.
Y'all really just made a better movie than we're probably going to see.
I know, right?
Oh my God.
Our fan fiction is better than the actual product.
Listen, just for you guys to always remember where Warner Brothers is. The Rock still thinks he's playing Brown Superman. Never forget that. And nobody from Warner Brothers said
there it is right there. No, that's it right there. Hobbs is that's how Hobbs survived everything. He's like Adam.
No, and then hold on. If you remember early on before Shazam was made, there was a rumor that John Cena was going to play Shazam. So he's actually the true version of Shazam. So at the end of Fast and Furious 9, The Rock is going to show up. I mean, Hobbs is going to show up. He's going to yell Shazam, and then we're just going to get to rolling. We're just going to get the. I love it. This is awesome.
That's it right there. That's the movie right there.
Oh my God. So with all this speculation and different things being thrown out and amalgam universes that you guys are creating and fabricating in your fucking minds, do you feel like as we are right now in 2020, are we being overloaded with the comic book content? Do you feel like some people are starting to experience superhero fatigue?
Those people are losers. No, we're not. Let's keep this train rolling. Keep it rolling. Do you understand? Like, living in this day and age right now, I was a little kid in Montgomery County public schools, and all of these little white kids had all these comic books and all this stuff, and I was just getting initiated, right? I'm starting to read all of these things. I'm looking over it. I'm seeing stuff. And all I would hope was, I was like, I would love to see this in real life. I would love to see this on the big screen. And now, every time I turn around, there's a new superhero show coming out. There's a different story being told. There's actors in places that you didn't think you'd be able to see them. I'm getting to see these stories acted out. If this is a problem for you, I don't know. Go somewhere. Go watch real love hip hop and housewives that run over fighting restaurants and shit like that. Go do that
drinks
all day.
at each other. Throwing quality drinks at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Go do something. Go do some of that shit. But right now, I love it. This is awesome to me. Like I want more. Put it all in my veins. I'm a dope addict at this point. Just give it right there. Right there.
I mean,
Go ahead, Herb.
Okay.
Because mine's gonna be a hot take.
I mean, I like it. I'm kind of like where, if you really think that it's too much, well, maybe everybody should just start making their own damn better product. It's not it's not Marvel's fault and Amazon's fault that they're putting out quality content that just so happens to be superheroes. I mean, shit, if you want to make a difference in making more movies, make better movies, make better other stuff. But as far as I'm concerned, this is quality content that I've seen with these with The Boys, Invincible, what's his name? Captain America and Winter Soldier. Quality content. It's actually gripping stories. It's great action sequences. Do better. If you have a problem with it, do better. I'm for entertainment, especially during this quarantine that we've been going through over the last year. Give me better quality content. I mean, come on.
Okay, Cam.
Looking at his face, here we go.
I'm not saying this is superhero fatigue, but all right. If y'all remember the comic book boom in the 90s, like, so you had Image Comics, a bunch of #1s. You had like the Death of Superman. You had the Clone War, the Clone Saga, and Spider-Man. You had like all the 90s was a catalyst for like a big boom surgence in comics, where comics like Jim Lee and all these other hot artists and stuff like that, X-Men #1, these comics, if they were record sales, would probably be like triple platinum or diamond, reaching heights and crossover and all these crossover events that kind of like spoiled and saturated the market with all these variant covers and stuff like that, to the point where, like, after the 90s, there was a collapse in the finances and everything in comics. To this day, comics are still just barely like recouping from that whole era of comics. You had a bunch of people who people who are outside of comics getting into comics because of the stock, basically, of these #1 issues. Like, I'm pretty sure there's someone right now has a Death of Superman, and it's so useless right now they probably use it to fix the wobble in the table. That's kind of what's going. I feel like it's going to happen. Yeah, Death of Superman. That shit ain't nothing now. That's
yeah, but still, it's just
no. But I'm saying, like,
you don't do that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, all these people who thought that buying all these different variant copies, like, they made the market to produce like thousands upon thousands, almost million copies of these comics that the comic book shops can't sell. So the distributor and everything else, like I said, that's what caused the collapse in comics. And since then, it's just barely like reached numbers. Before, comics was always kind of like a steady-ish or kind of like lower steady in a yellowish area of sales. It wasn't like super big, it wasn't super marketable, but it was just okay. Then, like I said, in the 90s and everything went up to here. And then when after everyone realized that the comics that they all collected and bought are going to be pretty much worthless and useless because like a variant cover and stuff like that, it kind of had a decline. I feel like that's what's kind of happening now in the entertainment world as far as movies and TV shows with comics. You got like right now, ever since pretty much like Marvel and MCU, like the numbers that Avengers Endgame did is like record breaking and everything else, right? That was unheard of in comics. So imagine if a record sale or of ticket sales of comics from back of the movie back then, or at that time was put into like weight comics back. You know what I'm saying? Like, movies aren't producing those numbers every weekend. And now you got a whole market of people thinking that they go where the money goes. So you got everyone pouring all this money and resources into comic movies, and every other movie's kind of fall into the wayside now. Like Hotel Artemis, like Batista was in that one, right? That was a really good movie, but because it didn't do the numbers of Guardians of the Galaxy, it's labeled a bomb or a disaster. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't judging the merit of movies on actual how good a movie is. They're judging it on the sales and the record numbers that it's pulling. So you got like CW is like, their whole lineup is pretty much majority like props to DC, but the majority of their lineup is all these DC comic shows that they got, and they kind of like watered down the comics what we got going on. So I do feel like what's going to end up happening is there's going to be kind of a collapse or a downfall in either comics or in the movie industry right now, because all these movies aren't going to do the Avengers numbers.
So
that's just my take on it.
I understand. So with that, I respectfully disagree. I don't think that we'll have a bust as far as the media version of what we're experiencing, because these properties that are owned by these mega corporations, they have pretty much damn near unlimited funds to do what they have to do. Warner Brothers, Disney, Sony, Universal, they're going to keep going, and they're going to keep pushing, because we live in a capitalist society.
Right.
They know what's going to work. They're going to keep pushing it. Now, what we may see is we may have a restructuring of the different media, the different platforms we have, but live media or movies, TV, it's too fluid. Paper. Yeah, that can go
okay, maybe the economic aspect of it was what I wasn't referring to in the downfall in movies, but I'm referring to the fact that you're not going to get a quality of movies like we used to have, because all the companies want to do nothing but these big budget, these box office like ticket sales between like millennials and China. They want those ticket sales, and that's what's driving the industry right now.
But honestly, I would prefer getting a different level of comic book movie every so often than I would prefer to get another Sherlock Holmes and Watson, that Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly movie that nobody saw, or another, or Medea's Big Cookout or some shit like that. Like, I would rather.
Okay,
I would
we
rather
know who's making that.
I would rather see those. I would rather see more of. I would rather see stuff like opposed to Jupiter's Legacy or an Invincible attached to something else as opposed to
Blurs are taking over at this point. I mean, this is
Okay.
what we want to.
So then,
This is
I mean-
what we want to watch.
So let me ask all y'all this then. Outside of, I don't know, any comic book movies, what movies are you looking forward to?
Oh, the new Jason Statham movie, Wrath of Man.
Yeah.
But that's
at this point, Jason Statham is making action Medea movies. It's all. It's all. The same.
Cry.
They're all gonna end with him doing something on a beach somewhere after he's killed a bunch of faceless
I'm gonna
goons.
preface by saying I'm not agreeing with Scorsese, but I kind of understood what he was trying to say about cinema. Like movies nowadays are kind of like in that whole genre of just comic book movies right now. Because like in all honesty, most of us are looking forward to it though.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say this. He's just making Italian Medea movies. Like, every Scorsese film is just like, you're wondering how I got myself here. Well, I always wanted to be a gangster. And I got involved with the mafia, and I did a thing, and I killed a guy. And man, like, ever since when Martin Scorsese said that shit, I was just like, man, he's just upset that he had to.
I mean, like I said, I'm not 100% agreeing with him, but I do
You're right, though. I mean, because I mean, like, I think he makes quality movies, but at the same time, dude, it's more than just Italian movies. I'm sorry.
If it wasn't for the mafia, Martin Scorsese wouldn't have a fucking career. Let's just be real about it.
Hot take. I think I agree with that. But we do. The other reason why I don't think it's going to crash is because we do have the indie scene that we've starting to see a lot of things break out. Like we had Bloodsport with Vin Diesel. That came out wasn't any good. Bloodshot. I'm sorry. Bloodshot. That came out with Vin Diesel. Wasn't good in my opinion. But we're seeing them reach into the deep buckets of the indie comic book scene. And most notably, as of recently, like I stated earlier, and Maestro stated earlier, Jupiter's Legacy dropped this past Friday. And I've seen. I'm literally sitting at episode 7, waiting for us to wrap up here so I can finish watching it. I have not completed it. If you guys are interested there in the comments or out there in the Blerds and Whiskey space, check it out on Netflix. It dropped last Friday. Check it out. But gentlemen, what did you think about the show so far?
Love it, especially after getting off of Invincible and then watching and putting parallels. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if anyone remembers this comic from DC, Kingdom Come.
Yes.
It was the Alex Ross comic. I kind of feel like it has some similarities of that too, which is cool. I just like, I'm sorry, Rick. I know we mentioned this before, but I'm saying right now, I'm kind of tired of like the bad family trope of like, where were you when you didn't help me throw my first baseball, Dad? I was fighting a dragon. Like,
listen, I'm going right after you because you took the words right out of my head. It's just like, Dad, you didn't come and play ball with me because I was throwing a comet back in the fucking space. I blew up the planets, you shit. Stop blaming me for your drug problems because I was fighting off terrorists every week or saving the planet so your little dumb asses could go out and play tag in the forest. I'm sick of this shit with these little baby ass fucking superhero kids that get all of these powers and then like, Mommy and Daddy didn't hug me enough because they're fucking fighting off a fucking invasion. What is wrong with you?
I mean, even Omni-Man took out time to go to Mark's baseball game. So,
I mean, because just like what Rick and Cam was saying, Sheldon's code and Chloe's daddy issues, they got to find some balance at some point. I mean, I'm not even going to try to dig deep into it, but I mean, like, come on.
Wait, do not spoil it for anybody who has not finished it. I'm talking about somebody in particular in the comments who I know has read Jupiter's Legacy. It is based on a comic book. Please, sir, you will have multiple knife fights if you ruin this. Do not spoil it for anybody who has not read it. Please, I'm begging you, but keep going.
But no, like, I mean, it's some point you got to find some balance in between. And I mean, this is the whole point of the show. So I mean, I'm enjoying it. To me, in the beginning, I felt like it was going a little slow, but then as I was like, okay, all right, I get it. Okay, I like it. Okay, keep going. I like this. So I mean, it's pretty good so far. I mean, I'm on episode 6, so yeah.
as far as daddy issues, that's a trope that honestly I don't understand that one, but I do understand there was the trope that they did also follow, which is the father's shadow, living under like your father's shadow or living up to the expectations of where your father was at that point, which is also a big thing in Jupiter's Legacy too. Like I mentioned earlier in the pre-show meeting, like look at David Flair. Like he had to follow Ric Flair's footsteps. He was the first of the children to follow Ric Flair's footsteps, and how'd that go for him? I'm not going to talk about Reed, but Charlotte Flair kind of did her thing and got out of it, but like not everyone is meant, that sometimes the shadow's just too dark and too deep to get out of. So I can understand that pressure.
I will say this: Utopian kind of fucked up by putting that pressure on this kid's name by calling himself Utopian. Like, it's just like, yeah, I'm a Utopian. What the fuck? Come on, man.
Brandon, his son, the firstborn, his secret name, his superhero name is
Paragon.
Like, just you have seriously lofty ideals here, sir. Like it's yeah. But overall, I think it is a great show. I'm enjoying it so far. Daddy issues aside,
he should have nicknamed him after his grandfather and called him Fall Guy. Wait, what?
That is so dark. Oh shit!
That's not spoiling anything. That's in the first 2 episodes. But yes, guys, go check it out.
I'm gonna name you after your grandfather. Is that why you call me Crash Landon? Yep.
Too soon? Nah. It's old comic.
It's fictional. It's
one thing else. So being a person, of course, I know I'm going to get flack for it. I am a stickler for being canonically accurate or following along with the panels, but I expected them to with this series, and they have not, and they've done it in an amazing way. They shut me up in the first 2 episodes, as far as I'm concerned, because what they changed, literally, they're taking a trip to go get their powers as a side story, and that was explained in close to maybe 2 or 3 panels in the comic, but they've stretched it out for the entirety of the first season. So what are you doing?
No, I was trying to say that we could do an ad for Beard Struggle because of the Utopian's beard.
Crowbar.
Go right ahead. Go ahead. Jason Todd is dead.
Beating a dead Robin.
Just crowbarring this in here. But if you want to get on utopian levels of superhero follicles, go ahead and check out our sponsor, The Beard Struggle. Get yourself 15% off by using the promo code Blerds1 at The Beard Struggle. You can find them on our page, blerdsandwhiskey.com. And go ahead and check out our partners page. You can see all our promotional availabilities there. Get 15% off, code Blerd1 again. Favorite fragrance of mine, of course, is Freya Bliss. What are you guys using?
Me and Freya's Bliss as well.
Yeah, Freya's Bliss. Like, I have no complaints over that one. Like,
exactly.
It keeps the beard soft and smells nice.
I use the Loki one because Loki.
What does it smell? You got an idea of what it smells like?
It's unscented.
It's unscented.
So, yeah. So what you can do is you can take a little bit of that, mix it with your favorite little cologne, and get it going in there.
I'll try that one out next. Okay. All right. Yep. Let's get on with it.
Like Loki himself, it's a shapeshifter.
Well, technically, all of the eyes that were shaped. I'm not going to go into the Norse mythology. My bad. Anyway, another thing about that. I think that was it for Jupiter's Legacy. Go check it out. Sorry. Lost my train of thought because we had to crowbar that in there. What'd you say, Big Herb?
Chuck called him Launchpad McDuck.
Oh, Launchpad McQuack. Oh, because he doesn't know how to land.
That's a deep cut.
Right
that's a deep cut.
That is a good one, sir. That is a good
Horace,
one.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
He said, once again, Mark being first made sure he wasn't first, wasn't last. Oh, man. Yeah, I just, greatness, awesomeness. But again, this is a medium that is brought on from indie comics. So if you guys go out there to your local comic book shops, don't just go for the DC and Marvel. Of course, get your favorites, but check out some of the indie stuff because there's some amazing things out there. And, we have to support that medium because their sales of comics directly correlates to what they can pitch to the big execs, and they can actually get these people to make them. It's like people say Static Shock. If everybody went out there and bought an issue of Static Shock, even though they're not making them new right now, you just go find back issues. They would be able to say, well, there's been a resurgence in this. There's people who are actually enjoying this. Going on to the Disney Plus and watching Static Shock, the cartoon, getting the ratings up for that so we can actually have those push, because this is not as there is a racial component to this, but it's not as important to the execs as it is the money component. You show me that there's a demand for this character. You show me that there is a love for this character by showing me where you're spending your money. So go out and support these individual characters, boost them up. Just for example, we're here in a DMV. The closest comic shop that I go to is actually Third Eye Comics in Annapolis, Maryland. Check them out.
And Waldorf.
They got
and Waldorf.
And oh yeah, he did.
Ain't nobody going to Waldorf.
I'm in Waldorf, so I mean,
Ain't nobody going to Waldorf.
But with some people may live down there. You know, just get your passport stamped before you make that trip down to Waldorf.
I say.
But go support your local comic shop, because that's how we get this great content.
So speaking of characters.
Well, before we get to that, we actually have to get into our throwback show of the week.
Oh, yes. Since it's Mother's Day, why not talk about Golden Girls? Thank you for being a friend.
You're not going to sing the song?
No, I'm not going to sing.
Okay.
Spanned for 7 seasons, had over 177 episodes. You had Betty White as Rose, Bay Arthur as Dorothy, Rue McClanahan.
Keep going.
As Blanche, and Estelle Getty as so. This show was actually kind of funny. It's 4 previously married women that live together in Miami. One thing that I did see about this, it will be interesting because Betty White is the only one alive.
She's the Highlander.
Yeah. There was actually an episode where she went to their grave sites and was having a conversation with them. And people was actually saying like, hey, they should come back and just do like one episode as far as just like, hey, since she is the only one that's still alive. I mean,
bro, what y'all don't know was Betty White was the tyrant on set. She ran the rest of the bitches like nothing you've ever seen. Like, so she really is the highlight. And I don't know who the hell Bay Arthur is, but that's crazy to me. This yo, you don't know about Herb just requesting naked pictures of Bay Arthur.
Only grams. No, but Herb, how did you pick up?
Yo, shut up, Horace. Shut up, Horace. Shut up.
How many of those? You know, I'm leaving that one alone. I'm leaving that alone because I can go on for all that mistakes. But
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Real quick in the comments, which of the Golden Girls do you think the four Blerds here represent each character?
Oh, we already know who I'm playing because.
Well, I'm not asking us. I'm asking them in the comments. Drop in the comments and tell us which one you think we are. But
Blanche.
Yeah.
Huh?
Game is Blanche.
I kind of feel like it'd be more Sophia because you know I'm mean and surly and sarcastic with the quick wit, and you know because hey, Sophia was a sniper. She'll say something. She'll say something in the corner and just say something.
I felt Dorothy was savage with the get backs, man. Maybe it's just me, but yeah.
That was Bay Arthur, by the way.
But you know what's funny? So again, I have way too much backstory on the Golden Girls. So B. Arthur was actually the most sensitive one on set. Like they would write these jokes in about her size and about her voice, and she would get really, really mad about it. And like to the point to where at one point she walked off the set for like 3 months because she was tired of them making jokes. Like, and she would be often crying. And of course, fucking Betty White would always be making fun of her. And they actually hated each other. Like they used to call each other, they would call each other the C word. And and just like they were just like, oh, here comes that bitch again. It's just like, yo, like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Like, are the Golden Girls about to have a me and Horace type situation?
Knife fight?
No, just straight up.
Yo, how many seasons did they have?
7 seasons, 177 episodes.
Very progressive show. It's very progressive show for the 80s if you think about like some of the content and the topics that they took on it. Like a very very young Don Cheadle was on there
Yeah.
representing.
Oh yeah.
I remember that
because they
episode,
was talking about the Confederate flag and everything, and it's just amazing that I was still talking about it.
It
still
just
to this day.
represents my history. My history.
He's like,
man,
well,
it
talk
represents
about
your
that
flag.
my history too.
I remember that. I remember that episode very vividly because he saw the Confederate flag and walked in and goes, "Boom! You looking for this?"
I'm the only one. No. Oh man.
Can we talk about the fact that Blanche was the original hot girl? I mean,
Gross.
I don't want
Let's move on. Let's move on. Character of the week. Let's go character of the week.
Herb,
Speaking of girls.
Herb, you're quite a character. Speaking of character. Character of the week because it is Mother's Day. Let's go.
yeah.
Character of the week. I'd like to give a special shout out to all the mothers out there for today's Mother's Day. In Mother's Day special, today's character of the week is going to be a mainstay in the Dragon Ball universe, Bulma. Bulma was introduced in the Dragon Ball cartoon, the first version of it. She was a teenage genius who helped Goku find the 7 Dragon Balls. With her Dragon Ball Tracer device, she was able to locate all the Dragon Balls and help Goku along the way. And they've been pretty much been best friends ever since that moment. Although she's not a fighter herself, she does have a fighting spirit. She was basically like the foil to Goku, where Goku was more into martial arts and mysticism. She was more like science and facts. She also was heiress to her father's tech company, Capsule Corp, which pretty much inventions of anything that you can think of or that was useful for people in a form of a capsule. Along the way, she did have an interesting relationship with Yamcha, and then years later, while breaking up, she was able to get the attention of a certain villain with a heroic story arc, Vegeta. That's a pretty interesting dynamic to have with your ex-boyfriend, as your current boyfriend is the guy that actually killed him. But that's because comics. So every woman loves a bad boy. What can I say? The whole mother factor didn't come into effect though, because even while in most of Dragon Ball Z timeline, her and Vegeta weren't together. It wasn't actually rumored until I want to say the Frieza saga, when Vegeta was still like a tweener, when a Saiyan from the future showed up and defeated Frieza. Then it was later revealed, because he looked so similar to Bulma, it was later revealed that he's Trunks from the future and that he's actually Bulma's son, only to reveal that the father was not Yamcha, it was Vegeta. Well, here, future fighting Trunks is probably a fan favorite of most, because in that future timeline, Vegeta had died, along with most of the Z fighters had died, so he was pretty much raised by Bulma himself. It's a stark contrast to the Trunks that became later, as we saw the one that was actually raised with Vegeta, who kind of had a certain spoiled bratness about him. Part of Vegeta's heroic story arc or redemption arc was due to the fact that Bulma saw something in him. Whether it's the fact that he was a goal-oriented person, or very determined or strong, but she was able to turn a guy who wanted to destroy the Earth into someone who wants to defend the Earth. Needless to say, everyone likes the future Trunks, the one that with the sword that was a lot better than the one that we saw in, wait, does GT even count anymore? Anyway, like I said, she is heiress to the Capsule Corp. She basically is very well off, needless to say. She's still an integral part of the Dragon Ball universe as the technical science know-how. She's kind of still like a mother figure to Goku because he's a perpetual child, even though they're best friends. So, special shout out to you, Bulma, because you literally saved the world. Back to you guys. But just so give everybody a heads up, all the characters of the weeks have been uploaded to #Camism. You can find that on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe to look up previous characters of the week. I usually upload them every Monday around like 9 or 10ish. So yeah, support your boy.
All right. It's funny you're talking about Bulma there, because the relationship between her and Vegeta, I think, was fleshed out a lot better in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. If anybody's not familiar with that, check it out on YouTube as well. I think it's by Team 4-Star, but they do an amazing job abridging the Dragon Ball Z universe, and the interactions between Bulma and Vegeta is realistic, because they're, in the main series, she just pops up one day. It's like, yeah, I had Vegeta's baby. what the hell happened behind the scenes? And they have a whole scene where Vegeta's. Yeah, they had a whole scene behind the scenes where he's in the gravity chamber and they're talking. He's like, they're just going back and forth, and she's like, they have an argument. And yeah, you just got to go check it out. Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
It's a transfusion.
But he hit her with the Gallic gun. Is what I'm saying. He literally hit her with the Gallic gun. And it's one of the most epic scenes I've ever seen of an adaptation of a comic book. But, you know, there was some pretty swole characters there in the Dragon Ball Z universe.
And if you want to be swole like Vegeta and Goku, then you guys need to go to blerdsandwhiskey.com, go to our paid partners page, and click on FNXFit.com. FNX Fit has everything that you need to get your muscles up, to get your hair poking out like a damn Super Saiyan, all of that. You got the pre-workouts, your whey proteins, your fitness clothing, everything that you would need. Use our promo code FNXBlerds13 to get 15% off your purchases. And so you can get your Super Saiyan on, and you won't have to do the fusion technique or get done up by a Super Saiyan in a gravity chamber.
Wow. Okay, that's not what happened.
That's comics, y'all.
In my mind,
Not
in my mind, that's what happened.
Because anime. No, that's not what happened. Go watch the show. Because anime. But speaking of anime, we actually wanted to go ahead and give some spotlights to something that major that happened over the last couple of weeks as well in the anime community. We had the release of the Demon Slayer movie, and we didn't talk about it. We haven't really gone over it. I did say Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Actually gave TM respect. Okay, yes. Aaron Toll on Facebook. And Dragon Ball Z actually gave TN respect. That's one of the best moments where he's fighting Cell. But anyway, check that on YouTube. Demon Slayer, breakout anime from 2000. I was about to say 1919. Oh my God,
Jesus.
From 2019 is basically a story about a young man who lives. He's a farming kid in the woods with his family. I have not read the manga, so do not try to end me in the comments. Kikyo, go fuck yourself. I'm not reading any more comments because we get distracted. But young man in the woods, there are demons in this universe. They eat people. They're kind of like vampire demons or whatever have you, but they eat your flesh. And he has like 6 brothers and sisters. He goes out to chop wood for his family, comes back, and the king of the demons pretty much had a smorgasbord of his family. And him and his sister are the only one to survive. And his sister is basically almost turned because she got a bite. She survived. So when you get a bite from a demon, you get turned into a demon. And he's on a quest to find that king demon and get his sister cured. But they had finished one season, but of course, because the global bastard happened, we did not have a continuation. They did have the Demon Slayer Mugen Train, which came out on the April 23rd, I believe. Yes, April 23rd, a couple of weeks back. So I know everybody hasn't had a chance to see the movie as of yet, but I'm pretty sure you guys got a chance to look at the show, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go around the panel and tell people what you think about the actual show itself.
My favorite part of the whole show was when Broly was fighting against Vegeta and Goku on that mountain. and then this dude in his yellow suit with red gloves comes out. And he has like this dead man look on his face.
Mute him, please. Because he's about to get a whole different level of nerd rage.
And he was just taking people down.
Gonna do this.
I'm gonna say my favorite part of Demon Slayer is when he said family and Vin Diesel ride up the mountain to
and then all of a sudden
to fight the Joker, you know.
And then all of a sudden you see Michael Jackson just moonwalk and just start bitch slapping people all over the place.
Yeah, he asked Annie if she okay.
And then there's this random naked woman in the forest, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And she goes, "I'm a titan." She bites herself. Monster. And I thought it was crazy, and I really enjoyed
I
it.
thought it was crazy when they had like the vampire that was glistening and glowing and glittery too in the forest. But for real, the show I made the mistake of watching the first, I want to say 3-4 episodes and dub, and I'm not one of those big dub sub type people, but once I flipped it over to sub, I was like, oh, okay, this feels a lot better now, because the classic anime trope where his internal monologue is pretty much nothing but exposition. It's like, I'm just going to explain all the plot lines, but thinking it in like a split second and doing it. I'm like, okay, my hero does it a lot. This does it a lot. Kind of like, okay, I'm over it. But I will say that from an artist standpoint, this is probably one of the most gorgeous animes I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, the animation and the art are just like so great. And it's just
Also,
that's my opinion.
death by decapitation. It's just wow.
But that's usually how people die.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. It's just.
I mean, the death.
It's just like
to add the death part to decapitation is kind of like redundant.
I'm just saying. It's just you gotta know this. Like
y'all don't know about death by killing.
We do this the old-fashioned way. Kill you till you die from it.
It's just like it's so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought, and I mean, I really enjoyed this anime. It was really good. Like Cam said earlier, the animation is on point. Yeah, I'm good after, because I did I pretty much just watched it over the weekend, the first season, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm actually gonna get into the actual movie sometime this week. So I'm on the joyride, like for real. It's dope.
I was kind of hoping you were going to say some of the names too, because I need to laugh.
Oh no, because I mean, Hanjo, the Super Smell, what's the name? Mizzou, the Michael Jackson, Zentatsu, Bitch Boy, and Suke, Pig Face. I mean, just at this point, I mean, fuck it, let's Herb's word everywhere. So, but hey, it's definitely a good story though. All jokes aside though,
so the Demon Slayers each have a different set of powers from the school that they're from. They're basically elemental based. You have the fire way of breathing, the water way of breathing, and the main character actually, it seems like he has both water and fire, or is it air and fire? I'm not sure. I gotta go back.
I think it's air and fire.
Yeah, he has both forms of breathing. So you can see where his power levels could possibly go in the future. He might be another Todoroki in the future from My Hero, but we'll see.
I don't know. I get kind of an Avatar vibe from him. Like he's going to eventually kind of like master all of it. I haven't read the manga yet either, so I'm feeling like maybe he'll kind of like master each element himself or something. I don't know. Like Avatar.
Can I derail us for 1 second? I want to derail us for 1 second. Hey Herb, who's the main villain of the Tekken series? Can you say his whole name, please?
Heihachi Mishima.
Yes, look at that! Look at that! Oh man, I just knew he was about to turn that into Hanaku Sunset.
I swear he's gonna say Hibachi Mishima or something. He's on a mean grill.
Hibachi Mitsubishi.
I can see Heihachi with like the hair sticking out of that hat, and it's just like flipping. And like feeding.
No, me and my brothers played plenty of Tekken, so I mean that's always gonna stick into, because he was whipping my ass with Heihachi. So I mean, hey.
All right. I mean, he's a beast. He's dead now, but he's a beast.
Yeah. Is he though? No one ever stays dead in Tekken.
Yeah. I mean,
seriously, no one stays dead in Tekken.
No.
I know, but
Kazuya's died 4 times.
Did you see how they ended the last game between the
Kazuya's died 4 times. Jin has died twice. Like Heihachi supposedly had died like 3 or 4 times. Like, come on, man! Like, no one stays dead in Tekken.
Bro, he threw his son into a volcano, and that just made him unlock his power. Like, that tells you everything you need to know about the Tekken series.
For real.
So besides Demon Slayer, has there been anything else that anybody's been watching you want to tell the audience that they should pick up? I'll go first. Me personally, I have been watching One Piece. That's what I've been keeping up with. I kind of fell behind for the last couple of weeks for obvious reasons, but that's been my mainstay go-to anime. And of course, My Hero is number 2 for me. But what about you guys? What have you been famously watching when you're off time?
Because the house I live in, I can't not watch One Piece. He won't shut up about it. I've also been watching JoJo's Bizarro Adventures, so that's pretty cool. I kind of enjoy that one a little bit more than I should. Like, it's such a weird anime, and I'm just loving it. I'm like, you have to watch it. You have to watch it sub. There's no way you can watch that dub. Like, I can't imagine watching it dub, thinking like these voice actors didn't do it right. What about y'all?
So I'm an anime neophyte, so I've just been watching the surface level stuff. Like, I'm trying to make it through Yasuke, but I keep falling asleep. My Hero, I'm getting into My Hero. I'm waiting for season 2 of One Punch Man to come on Netflix. I might have to get a VPN so that I can switch to Asia so I can see that. And
I thought it was on Hulu.
Oh, is it?
I think so. Isn't One Punch Man on Hulu?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know that.
It may be.
I think
Season 2 is on Hulu.
Well, listen. The more you know, GI Joe. And also, and also Attack on Titan. So that means I'm again. You can call me what you want. I'm very surface level, but it's taken me years to get into anime. So
you're an anime.
No, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Wow. Wow.
Yo, here, the Starbucks of anime over there.
Listen. When I watch anime, I have my UGG boots, my leggings, and a pumpkin spice latte.
Time to watch my hero.
Exactly.
Todoroki is my favorite.
Right, I know. I can pronounce one name, and now I'm fluent in Japanese. Get out of here.
Itadakimasu.
I'm an anime colonizer.
Hey, but props at least getting involved. That's all that really matters in this day and age, man.
Exactly.
Watching something is better than, or as the weaves would call you, a filthy casual, but who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
they can't beat me in a fight, so it's fine.
Well, I mean, I just been looking at this Demon Slayer this past weekend, and I got Trey's Funimation code, so I mean, I'm gonna go ahead. No, I'm sorry, I have access to a Funimation account, my account, and I will be watching some more this week.
What the fuck? Hey, everybody, let's share this. Oh God. I cannot.
Up to it.
Before we go,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Shout out, because she's probably not listening. I love you, Ma. Happy Mother's Day. But had to do that because she didn't want to come on the show.
And for all of you people who aren't mothers that want to be mothers, hit up Trey Popper in his DMs on Instagram.
What the hell? Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. My DMs are not open to all of y'all. You gotta. I'll get into that on another show. Anyway,
Jesus.
We've got. Thank you guys for joining us here on Blerds and Whiskey Live. Of course, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channels, whatever have you. Yeah. Go ahead, let's get up out of here.
As always, guys, hope you like, share, subscribe, and up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink. Happy Mother's Day.
You just gonna tell the whole world, nigga?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And thank you for watching Blerds and Whiskey.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms.
And check us out on blerdsandwhiskey.com.
Be sure to get that merch.
And come take this shot.